Today we talk about the 392 Final Edition, what engines are going to come in future Wrangler and Gladiators, and the Gladiator is finally here. We got a lot to talk about today here at Dirt Road CRED, so stay tuned. First thing that I saw today, actually waking up, was that Jeep had posted an Instagram post, which is super cool that they gave us no other details, but the back placard that you're used to seeing on your tailgate now says 392 Final Edition, and they kind of just made like a really sappy post underneath that. But that's what we're seeing for the 392. So it has been confirmed. We talked about it in a previous video that we saw some kind of dealership documents that were all over the internet then by that point. But the 392 will be going away, or at least having a final edition in its current state. Now, what do you guys think that that's going to have all included with it? We talked about it in that video. Are we going to see different leather? Are we going to see a different color, wheel and tire package? Or are we just going to see a tailgate dash panel and some stickers on the outside? I, for one, hope not. I hope that it's a really cool Wrangler. It makes me jealous of it because I love the 392 that I have in bikini out there, but make it a cool color. Throw some leather in there. Throw some maybe 37s, a different package into it. I really hope to see some neat things on that final edition. It's really sad that it's going away, and honestly, I'm seeing a lot of V8s and big block engines going away, but I don't think they're going to be gone away forever. I know Ford just said, we don't care if we're the last auto manufacturer making V8s, we're still going to do it. And GMC and Chevy just announced that they're putting a couple $1 billion into a new V8. So I don't think V8s are gone forever. I just think the way that the current, I don't know, Ryan, it's the EPA and all the other rules, maybe they'll just take a little hiatus. They'll go to small engines for a little bit, and then we'll come back with like elephant Wranglers or something crazy. But the next thing that was to be talked about is I wanted to kind of bring up some engine options. And it's funny because I was reading a post, I don't know if it was on Facebook or on the forums, and somebody's like, bring us back to the year 2021 Wrangler, because we had a V8, a 6-cylinder, a 4-cylinder turbo, and a diesel. We had literally every engine option you could want. You want a diesel? Cool. You want this? Cool. You want that? You want a big block V8? Neat. There you go. I thought that was awesome, and I can actually recall Ryan and I, when we were working at different places, I said that this is probably the coolest Jeep time in history because I've always wanted a diesel Wrangler. Everyone's always wanted a V8 Wrangler. And if you didn't want either of those two, you still have regular options. Jeep had everything on the table, and that's back when interest rates were 3%, and the 392 was in the $70,000 mark and not the $90,000 mark. But as for new engines, we are hearing more about that 4xe and what that's going to look like. Personally, what I think that's going to be is either a 3.6, which is now confirmed in that Ram Charger. It's like this new Ram model that came out. It's a 3.6 liter Pentastar that's going to power a generator, and that's what's going to put power down to the wheels. Now, they're claiming an estimated range, I think it was over 600 miles. Remember I showed you that, Ryan? That's a lot of range in a truck, and it made good amount of torque, good amount of power. In a truck, that's perfect. I mean, if you're trying to drive far, you can still stop at a gas station, fill up your engine. You don't need to charge. You just fill it up with gas, it charges it, and you're good to go. That would be neat. 600, 700 miles out of a tank. Are we going to see that on the 4xe model, though? I'm not really sure. We're going to have to kind of wait and see. Will it be a 4xe model that has that? Will it be a new trim, a new color that comes out? We're going to have to wait and see. I do think the Hurricane model might come to the Wrangler and Gladiator. So we're seeing the Hurricane in the Wagoneer. We're also seeing it in TRXs being hinted on the test tracks. We're also seeing it in the Ram 1500s and different examples. So is it going to be too big for the Wrangler and the Gladiator? We'll have to see. We'll have to kind of see. But one thing I did read is that the block and the actual size of it is based on the 2.0 liter. So that 2.0 liter 4-cylinder, it's probably just extended a little bit to be an inline 6. But these Wrangler and Gladiators under the hood are not, they don't have a ton of space. So we're going to have to see if those fit. I'll be kind of excited to see if they can, because that makes a ton of power, and that's what they're kind of slating to replace both of the V8s. So to replace the 5.7 liter and the 392. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the 2024 Gladiator, because we've got some we finally got some information and some real life pictures of it. So Lindsay down at Dan Cummins, our good friend and our partner here at the channel, we were actually just down with her to pick up our Jeep, and then it came in a few days later. We are 1 week too early until the first Gladiator showed up, the first 2024 Gladiator showed up, but she got a Rubicon X in for someone that ordered it out of Tennessee, and it's kind of neat to see because that's the first one we got to see in person. Now, of course, on the exterior, everything's very similar. You do have the upgraded grille, you've got the updated wheels, so the wheels are a little bit different in the Gladiator now, but then other than that, the exterior is very similar. Obviously, you've got no antenna, that's built into the windshield the same, but I do think it's kind of neat popping that door open and seeing the refreshed interior in the Gladiator. This one was a Rubicon X in the granite crystal, so paint match fenders, paint match hardtop, and then on the inside, you've got power seats, the leather, the 12.3-inch screen, all the fun tech that came with the 2024 Wrangler. It's just in the Gladiator about a year later. So, I mean, it looks good though. If you guys are looking for a Gladiator and you want to get the latest, you can buy a 2024, absolutely. The other thing that you can do is go on our Dirt Road CRED affiliate program and submit for a 2023 because the prices are, like, they're insane on a 23. Lindsay, I think, was telling me there was it was a Mojave down there. She almost bought because it was like down to like $38,000 or $39,000. Now, I don't know if that's with like, that was some crazy incentives a month ago, but 38 grand. You paid like 36 for a two-door Sport, and this is a Mojave truck with Fox suspension. Like, I don't know, guys. There's a lot you can do with the money you save buying a 23, but if you want a 24 with the latest and greatest, absolutely. This one has the side curtain airbags. It's got all the tech inside. I don't know, though. I gotta say, it's
But now we know, like, the pricing. Like,
yeah, we do. Yeah, so Ryan will pop up the pricing here. Ryan, just be sure to blur out the invoice pricing and show the MSRP. But if you break down any of the pricing that is shown here, you can option a Rubicon X and a Mojave X. So there's two different types of X's. Now on that, the Rubicon X is basically going to come with everything the Rubicon X does in the Wrangler. Your leather seats, your paint match fenders, all your cold weather groups, convenience groups, adaptive safety, all the safety groups in there. But the Mojave X is also going to come with the same thing, just the leather seats, a little bit more kind of jazzed up on there. I think you still you can option the front steel bumper on there. So you can get the front steel bumper on both of those with the Warn winch and a couple other options. We didn't play with it too much just because today's the first day that we can actually, you could see the options in the past, but you can't see the prices.
Yeah, you
so
still can't go on the website and find the prices. There's no 25.
I don't know though. This is such a hot topic for us. The Gladiator is just like, because what did she say the one was that it's 69 MSRP. He got it down to like 62, 63. Yeah. With the deal. And that's the one big benefit too, guys. If you order one before there's price increases, sold order protection. Yeah, 54. Yeah, 54,890 for the regular Rubicon. When you add the X, it's like 10 grand right away.
Yeah.
And then he probably added a couple other features onto there. So $69,000. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of coin for a Gladiator, but that's what a new vehicle is costing. The hard part is that you could put that one right next to a 2023 with leather and all the jazzed up parts, and that comes down to like 45.
20 grand less.
Oof. That's a lift kit, bumpers, lights, winch. You could add on any screen you want for that point. Hell, you could probably buy all the parts to swap a 24 dash completely into there. I don't know, guys. What do you think about the Gladiator? I do like the Gladiator. I think it's a great platform. Ryan and I were even debating getting one for the channel, just a regular Rubicon 2023 or Mojave, because they're that cheap. I mean, it would be fun, but do you guys want to see a build on one? Because we have a lot of Gladiator guys, but when we post it, it doesn't get as much attention as we do on the Wranglers for sure. Yeah, so they're here. They're on dealer lots. Lindsay's getting them in. They're getting them in down at Dan Cummins there, and we're excited to kind of keep.
It's nice to finally see one. Like being
see the interior. Yeah, I didn't even think it was going to come. I was like, maybe they're going to wait till 25, but now it's like we're so close to the 25s coming out too. Like, what are they going to do with that? Maybe it's going to have that new interior a little bit added onto it. I don't know, guys, but it is neat. Like I said, Ryan and I were excited to see that they're showing up to lots. Huge shout out to Lindsay and Megan. They were out in the freezing cold. They actually had to wait till another day because it was snowing down there when it got delivered. So huge props to them. And they're the ones getting them first. You know what I mean? That's just it. They're the ones that are getting them first on their lots, and that's why we partnered up with Dan Cummins down there. On today's viewer rig of the video, we are checking out Rob's 2022 Jeep Wrangler 392 in Gobi. They just moved from Miami, Florida, all the way to Europe, specifically Spain, and he said, guess what? We shipped our 392 here with us. Now, Rob, I don't know if you remember, but we talked back in the day when I worked at the dealership. So I can remember this exact story and what you were trying to do, and I don't know if we were able to help you or something was going on. Maybe someone was being hard-headed. I don't know. But I would have loved to help you, and obviously there's a dealership that would. Rob, I absolutely love the Gobi 392. That's a soft spot for me. Such a rare color. Now, he's got a bunch on here. A Rhino Rack backbone system fitted with a Pioneer platform, trail rack, side racks, Warn winch. He's got a Xeon S10, KC Flex Era 3s, an ARB Touring awning with fully enclosed tent, and on the inside, rock slide gate table, American Adventure Lab base, and an Iceco fridge. He had to make it street legal in Spain, which is kind of neat to see the Euro. He put the Euro taillights on there. He's got the side markers from the DC Customs there, which I absolutely love those. And then he actually painted the interior roof in black. I've been wanting to do that. I actually really want to do it on my 392 out here. But honestly, Rob, we really appreciate you submitting, and I don't know if you remember talking to me. I'm sure you do, because it's a very interesting scenario to go from Miami all the way to Spain. But I am so glad that the Jeep worked out for you. Congratulations for getting that over. And then he said, we're always welcome to visit in Spain, so maybe we'll have to go over to Europe, because we've got a ton of European followers, and we'd love to come visit you guys.
Dirt Road CRED,
yeah, road trip, yeah. Euro trip.
Across the
Yeah,
pond.
yeah, yeah. But anyways, thank you so much, Rob, for submitting. Huge shout out. Beautiful Jeep. And if you guys want to have a chance at your rig being featured, be sure to hit us up through Instagram or send us an email. Anyways, a lot to talk about in the news today. I'm glad that we got a chance to talk about it. We do have a lot of plans for this year, but one big thing we wanted to ask you guys, if you stayed this late in the video, what shows do you guys want us to attend? We have a pretty loose schedule right now, but we're looking at maybe Easter Jeep Safari, but for sure Daytona, for sure Smoky Mountain, maybe Bantam, maybe we'll go for the day or something like that, maybe a one night. This show's kind of getting a little smaller. It's hard. It's slow. It's the closest to us. I've heard great things from Toledo, the Toledo show. Brian from Distinction, all them went to the Toledo show. What about some West Coast shows? We're talking to Casey 250. He wants us to come up to the Pacific Northwest and do a big show with all the Canada boys, and I think that would be kind of neat. So what else do you guys want to see us do? I know we have a phone call later this week talking to the guys that run the Detroit 4Fest. So that's a big off-road show in Detroit, and kind of seeing if we can work some things out with them. But what else do you guys want to see? Do you have any local shows with you? Send them our way. Send them to info@dirtroadcredmedia.com. That comes to Ryan and I both. And maybe we'll play with some calendars and see where we are in different places. Maybe we can plan some trips.
Yeah.
Go down to Distinction and stop at a local show at the same time. So that would be really cool, but we're going to figure out what we need to do this year for this show season. Get the 392 built up, finish out Ryan's Jeep, and kind of get out there and earn ours at both of them. But until next time, this is Ryan, and my name is Matt, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.